What is up, my friends? You are welcome along to our match reaction, which is a pre-recorded one today here on Anfield Agenda after the Reds have come from behind to beat Southampton by 3-1. A result that moves us 16 points clear of Arsenal, who of course do have 2 games in hand. I'm going to go through and take you through my thoughts on the game, run you through some of the numbers around it as well. As always, asking you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. Now, we wouldn't be here today without the support of our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. Why not check out the Beard and Balls bundle or anything else at manscaped.com and treat yourself to 20% off and free shipping. That is 20% off and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com with our code Anfield20. Use that at checkout or scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and thank you to Manscaped for the continued support. So look, ladies and gentlemen, before I get stuck into the match reaction and the player ratings video, which we'll be following on in a few moments time, I'm just going to say that I'm going to take a break from live content for a while. Maybe we'll be back on Tuesday for the game, because I can only be myself and I refuse to be abused in the chat by people over and over again. So the only way I can protect myself from that is to step away from live content for a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to run through now and give you my thoughts on the game. Thank you to everybody else for the support, and this isn't about disagreements or anything. It is about just unadulterated, disgusting abuse that I or nobody else should ever have to put up with. So I'm going to just take a little breather. Let's go through the game though, and let's start off with some of the numbers around it. So possession wise, 71% for the Reds, 29% for Southampton. Total shots in the game though, I mean, to have 28 shots and only 7 on target isn't great, but at least it's a turnaround from the first half performance. Southampton had 6 shots, 4 on target. Dangerous attacks, 89 for Liverpool, 23 for Southampton. Corners in the game, 6 for the Reds, 4 for the visitors. Total passes completed, 653 for Liverpool, 266 for Southampton. Liverpool with a passing accuracy percentage of 91% to Southampton's 77%. But all in all, it very much was a game of 2 halves. I've no complaints about the team selection. I would have made more changes, but I certainly looked at it and thought, well, that's a team that should be more than capable of beating Southampton. And I guess only the players and the manager will know this, but it felt like we never got going in the first half. No, I hate to use the words complacency, because you don't know what's gone through people's minds, but it wasn't a first half that is going to give anyone much confidence. We didn't really create too much, a handful of half chances. And then to concede the goal in the way we did, well, it was comical. Virgil should have cleared his lines. Alisson should have been better. And then after that, still nobody. Costa should have got back on the line to defend it. But the goal was scored by Smallbone. We conceded. Then Darwin has his moment where he kicks out, gets a yellow. There was a VAR check, could have been a red. And then we go in at half-time. And whatever Arne Slot and the coaching team said in there at half-time, it absolutely had the desired impact. We came out in the second half, and from the very second the match started in the second half, you could see the attitude was different. Núñez looked like a completely different player. The substitutions that the manager made, bringing on Alexis McAllister, Harvey Elliott, and Andy Robertson, they were having the desired impact straight away. And I thought in that second half, it was a masterclass from McAllister on midfield play, and the difference he made, along with Elliott, I thought was stark. Elliott had a chance then, very start of the second half, forces a save from Ramsdale, and eventually we find the breakthrough, which was, for all my criticisms, which I stand over of Darwin, brilliant centre-forward play. Luis Diaz got the ball, left side of the penalty area, gets to the byline, pulls it back, and it's a proper centre-forwards run across the front of the 6-yard box for Darwin Núñez to steer it home. And then you're thinking, right, back on level terms, we go again. And then Darwin wins the penalty with, again, very good, clever centre-forward play. Gets in, ahead of Smallbone, I think it was Smallbone, excuse me if I'm wrong on that one, who makes the connection with Darwin, goes to ground, the referee pauses for a second, then points to the penalty spot. Penalty, well, it's only going to happen one way, isn't it? Mohamed Salah's going to step up, and he scored. And then we're 2-1 up, and you're thinking, right, let's go on and win this game. And to be fair, we controlled it much better in that second half. Their penalty incident our second penalty incident was one that, I've got to be honest, in real time I never spotted it, but fair play to my chat who did and alerted me to the fact that the defender did elbow the ball. It was only upon seeing the replay where I've seen, This is why there's a VAR check, because I really didn't understand. I thought maybe they were looking at the collision between Luis Diaz and the centre-back, but no, they were bringing it back for an elbow. And I think, and I hope you agree with me on this, the reason that that penalty would have been awarded is that movement. It was a very intentional movement of the elbow. If it had just bounced up and hit his arm, I don't think that's a pen. But because he moved the elbow away, the referee was left with no option other than to go over, have a look at it and point to the penalty spot. Mohamed Salah steps up and does what he always does, which is puts it away. Is now level, I believe, with Sergio Aguero and the Premier League all-time goal scoring chart. So congratulations to Mo on that one. But as much as I'm happy about the result, and I do have concerns about why we played the way we did in the first half. You know, we didn't play well over in Paris, got the win, and you would have hoped that we would have seen a response today. Maybe the lads had one eye on Tuesday. Maybe it was fatigue. I don't know. But you also got to question, well, does the manager really trust the squad enough? Because again today, no Chiesa, even when the game was 1-3-1 up. I guess I got to touch on the extra substitution as well, right? Because a lot of people are probably confused about that. And don't worry, you're not on your own. I was equally as confused, as was the chat. But Lewis Steele explained it in the chat. And actually, Mohamed Salah as well was confused because he even tried to stop Liverpool making the extra change. But to cut a long story short, the reason we got to make 6 changes was because Southampton made a concussion change for the collision in the first half where they had to take off, I think it was Bednarek, their centre half. So that meant that we could also have an extra substitution. It caught a lot of us off guard, but thankfully Lewis Steele posted on X, I think it was, and it was all cleared up. So no rules were broken or anything like that, but I certainly learned a little bit today because I didn't know about that rule and I thought I'd miscounted the substitutions at first. All that being said, again, changes made the difference from Arne Slot today, whether it's the ones you made at half time or bringing on the lads to see at the game as well. What Toro Endo did brilliantly, as he always does when he came on. And I'm just relieved because we needed to make sure we got the win. Job done. Doesn't really matter if we played well or not. It is job done. Now it's pressure over to Arsenal. And I still think it's too much for them. 9 games to go in this Premier League title race. And Liverpool need to lose 4 of them. And Arsenal need to go perfect to win the league. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's a catch chance in hell it's going to happen. So for me, it's only a matter of when and not if. But all of our thoughts and attention will, of course, now turn to Tuesday and Paris Saint-Germain, and what is a huge week for the club. Arne spoke about this being 3 cup finals. Well, cup final number 1 there today was won. Cup final number 2 coming up on Tuesday against a team who we know caused us a lot of problems in Paris, so we'll need to be better. And then, of course, we finish the week at Wembley against Newcastle. So that is pretty much it from me with regards to the match reaction. I'm a very relieved Liverpool fan. It could have gone a lot different if the first half had penned out a little bit differently in those last few minutes. But I guess at the end of the day, it's about results. We got the result. We're one step closer to league title number 20. As I mentioned, I'm going to take a break from some live streaming. I may do the game on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure at the minute how I feel. We'll talk about it on Tuesday. We will have a news video coming out later on tonight as well. And don't forget the player ratings video, which you guys have submitted your ratings for. I'm going to record that and that will be up soon as well. Much love to all of you, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for your support of the channel as always. And we'll talk soon. Don't forget, 20% off and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com with our code Anfield20. We'll talk soon.